its piercing look and imposing figure, the Bengal tiger has a kingly rule over the forests of India. This tiger is an 8-year-old female named Machali. She's an experienced mother that would be around 40 years old in human terms. This is her mischievous son, Bahadur. And this is her pampered daughter, Sharmali. Mothers are known to hunt and care for their young alone. Instead of their usual fresh meat, Machali gives them a live animal to start their hunting training. The time is fast approaching when these young tigers will set out on their own. One day, something happened in Machali's forest. A huge male tiger approached them. It's an extremely dangerous situation because male tigers often attack the young. But then, a very strange thing happened. The cub, on his own, walked toward the male. What do you know? Instead of attacking, the male is actually purring and playing with the cubs. How is this possible? Today, we'll take you into a forest in India where Bengal tigers live to see the world of Machali and her cubs. Located 400 kilometers south of the capital of New Delhi, this is Ranthambore National Park in the northwestern part of India. It covers more than 310 square kilometers. With maximum temperatures that exceed 50 degrees Celsius during the dry season, various animals gather around the lake and the forest. This is truly like an oasis in the middle of the desert. This is a mugger crocodile, the guardian of the lake. For peacocks, it's mating season. Males spread their feathers wide to attract peahens. The heat is so intense that peacocks trill their throat to control their body temperature. The painted stork is using its legs to carefully bring the fish hidden in the waterweed up to its beak. He caught one. A large frog. Even a plump frog that's filled its stomach with insects can become prey. This seemingly peaceful lake is in fact the site of many dramas. Machali and her cubs have arrived at the lake. The area surrounding it is their territory. In Hindi, Machali means fish. Although she's a tiger, she was given this name because she lives around the lake. This is 1-year-old Bahadur, which means brave. This is his twin sister, Sharmali. Her name means shy. A small crocodile surfaces in the lake. Sharmali jumps in surprise. Crocodiles sometimes attack young tigers. Machali is on her guard. Big brother Bahadur is also giving a threatening look to the crocodile. Recently, Machali has been bringing her cubs with her to patrol her territory. With a little purr, she calls her cubs, making sure they're not too far behind. However, Sharmali is behaving strangely. She wants to go back. Machali patiently waits for her. During daylight hours, walking in an area where there are no bushes to hide behind requires courage. Machali also goes back. She is going to fetch her frightened daughter. She's an extremely patient and caring mother. Machali was born 8 years ago as the youngest cub of a tiger whose territory was this lake, and she eventually claimed it as her own. Each tiger has its own individual stripe pattern, just like each person's fingerprint is unique. The fork-like mark on her left cheek is Machali's distinctive pattern. Since she became the dominant tigress around the lake, she's given birth to 3 litters. The first male she mated was an enormous tiger called Bamboo Ram. The cubs were both males, but after they separated from Machali, they left the national park and are believed to be dead. The second male Machali mated with was Nick. After the cubs became independent and left the territory, no traces of them were ever found again. For a cub, surviving to independence from its mother and finding a territory of its own is extremely difficult. When Machali gave birth to her 3rd litter, Bahadur and Sharmali were born, but no one witnessed the actual mating. Because males do not take part in raising the young, the identity of the father is unknown. Machali is quietly staring in the direction of the lake. Then she starts stalking. Is it hunting time? She hides in the grass. Her stripes are good camouflage in the long, dry grass. The animals are unaware of her presence. Wild boars walk by right in front of Machali. I think I smell a tiger. Feeling threatened, its mane stands on end. However, wild boars have poor eyesight, and it does not see Machali. Meanwhile, Machali shows no interest in the wild boar. Her eyes are on her son Bahadur. Bahadur is stalking a large wild boar. Will there be a kill? Bahadur's body is fully exposed to view. One animal sounds a warning, announcing the tiger's presence, and everyone flees. It's a failure for Bahadur. Machali was watching her son practice his hunting skills. The Ranthambore National Park currently has 32 tigers. Of these tigers, the territories of 6 females are known. Machali's territory consists of a 6-kilometer by 6-kilometer area around the lake. The park is dotted with an abundance of ancient banyan trees. During the day, the forest is a haven for the Hanuman langurs, shielding themselves from the strong sun. There are many newborn babies. June is the birthing season. A male from the troop climbs a tree. He lets out a shriek that is different than usual. It's an alarm call they send out when there is imminent danger. At the sound of the langur shriek, an axis deer also sends out an alarm call. When nervous, it raises its tail. The source of the alarm was the approach of Machali and her cubs. The animals are warned of impending danger even by other animals' calls. So even if a single squirrel or peacock finds a tiger, the entire area is notified of its presence. The stomping of a hoof is also a warning of danger. The tiger, which is at the top of the food chain, makes enemies of all the living creatures in the forest when hunting. Machali focuses in a hunting position. This time, the attempt failed. The tiger's hunting success rate is only about 1 kill in 5 tries. For Machali, who's raising fast-growing children, it is hard work. Female tigers hunt alone, without the help of the male. In fact, males are known not to participate in raising cubs. The rich forest of the Ranthambore National Park is adorned with the commanding ruins of a fort. The fort, which runs for 7 kilometers, towers over the park atop a 200-meter-high hill. These ruins date back to the 10th century. Back then, this fort played an important role in containing the Muslim invasion. In the 18th century, the Ranthambore National Park was a private royal hunting preserve. Royalty stayed in villas, such as this one, and enjoyed tiger hunting. On this day, large pug marks of a male tiger were found in Machelli's territory. It's easy to tell just by looking at it that this is a male's pug mark. This is a female's pug mark. A male's pug mark is much larger than a female's, and the shape is also different. The toes spread outward. Overall, the female's paws are oval-shaped, and the male's are square. A male tiger's home range may, on an average, overlap 3 or 4 female territories. The tiger will travel through it in search of females to mate with. From time to time, it will appear and patrol the area to make sure no other male tiger is present. No one knows who the father of Machelli's current children is. It could be Nick, Machelli's second partner, but he hasn't been seen around lately. This is the picture of a male tiger that suddenly appeared about a year ago. You can tell by the picture that it is a huge male with a long body. This mystery tiger is called X-male. This is wildlife photographer Colin Stafford Johnson. He began filming Machelli from 2001, when she was 2 years old.
Can you check? Hold up. Just look at it. That's another one.
Colin is concerned about the pug marks of another male which overlap with those of Machelli and her cubs.
Now, if it's the father of the cubs, that's not a problem. However, if it's a new male, he can be a danger to Machelli's cubs. We've seen in the past a lot of evidence where new males moving into an area have killed cubs. Because when they kill the cubs of a female, she then comes back into her estrous cycle and mates, and then he has an opportunity to pass on his genes. So new male tigers moving in an area can be a dangerous thing.
There he is. He's a strong-looking young male. He's sniffing around the branches. Slowly he raises his tail and sprays his scent. Regardless of the fact that he's entered Machelli's territory, he's walking around as if it were his own. Who is this male tiger? A closer look solved the mystery. The number 6 on his left hind leg. This is Jumru's mark. Jumru is a male that was born in Machelli's second litter. The father is Nick. When he was a year and a half old, he was pushed out of his mother's territory. 2 years have passed since then. For a while we had lost trace of Jumru, but he's come back. He looks extremely relaxed. That's because he doesn't smell the scent of another male in this territory. He falls asleep. However, His ears are alert with caution. He heard the alarm call of a sambar from 500 meters away. It seems there's another tiger nearby. Since he doesn't smell the presence of a male, it must be a female. He starts to walk in the direction of the alarm call. Jumru wants to meet a female, mate, and have children. Since he was cast out of his mother's territory, he's hidden in the corners of the park and led a difficult life. He has been watching for an opportunity to have his own place in the forest. After revealing himself in Macheli's territory, Jumru enters the neighboring territory of a female called Buddha Female. Will Jumru be accepted by Buddha Female? This is Buddha Female's territory. During the dry season, many animals gather around the little water hole that's left to quench their thirst. This is Buddha Female. She is carefully checking out the pond. Tigers are not good at chasing down their prey. Usually, they wait in ambush. She failed. It looks like her timing was off. Buddha Female has brought her cubs out from the bush. This is Buddha Female's favorite spot. With fast-growing cubs to feed, she hunts here every day. The heat is so intense that after hunting, she always cools off with water. The cubs are twins, but one is bigger than the other. The bigger brother is called Bada, meaning big, and the smaller brother is called Chota, meaning small. Jumru is approaching. For Buddha Female and her cubs, he's a complete stranger. Bada runs away. Buddha Female growls in an attempt to intimidate Jumru. Jumru wants to find a way to befriend Buddha Female. He decides to wait and see if Buddha Female will accept him by going into her favorite pond. This, however, seems to have increasingly rattled Buddha Female's nerves. Cubs are watching the scene from behind a rock. In fact, Jumuru's attitude has provoked Guda female rather than pleased her. For a female with cubs, a male is nothing but an enemy. With Guda female not letting her guard down at all, Jumuru looks like he's given up and is about to leave. Guda female finally gets her pond back. However, she soon realizes her cubs are hiding in the direction where Jumuru is heading. Guda female rushes out of the water and tries to divert Jumuru away from the cubs. Much larger than Guda female, Jumuru measures over 2 meters in length and weighs at least 200 kilograms. She has absolutely no chance against him. When a female seriously fights with a male, death is almost certain. Guda female wants to protect her cubs without a fight. They are now glaring at each other. Jumuru might attack Guda female's cubs. If Guda female loses her young, she will come into heat. Jumuru then may have a chance to mate with her. Attacks by male tigers are a major cause of death among tiger cubs. In the end, Jumuru is overwhelmed by Guda female's aggressive behavior and leaves her territory. Guda female has bravely protected her young. However, this does not mean he will not enter her territory. Let's see now what Machelli and her cubs are up to. There they are. In the grass near the water, Machelli, Bahadur, and Sharmali. They all seem to be doing well. They're acting strange. The 3 of them keep going in and out of the grass. It also looks like they are searching for prey, but usually they would be waiting in ambush. They wouldn't be walking around like this. Sniffing around, they are obsessively looking through the grass. The truth is, there are often axis fawns hiding in the grass. Axis deer are seen with fawns throughout the year. While the mother is eating grass, she hides the fawn here. If the fawn moves, it will be caught by a tiger. They quietly wait with bated breath. Machali decides to take a break after walking around for so long. Suddenly, we notice that a couple of her fangs, one on top and one at the bottom, are broken. Could she have gotten into a fight with another tiger? Or perhaps they broke while attempting to catch a large prey. It seems Machali has worked out a unique way to hunt where she would drive the fawn out of the grass where it is hiding. In order to intimidate the fawn, she is deliberately making noise. Machali catches the frightened fawn that tried to run away. Bahadur is given the prey while it's still alive. However, he lets the prey go and starts to run. What just happened? Another fawn takes off. Bahadur can no longer be satisfied with prey that is given to him. He wants to catch one himself. Machali picks up the prey. This time, she offers it to Sharmali. Machali now gives her cubs an animal that's still alive. It is the beginning of their training to hunt. The mother of the Axis fawn has returned. She is calling for her little one, which she had hidden in the grass. It's feeding time. However, no matter how much she calls, her little one does not come out. Usually, it would come out jumping at the sound of its mother's call. It's the cry of a fawn. The mother cautiously walks towards the grass that's filled with the smell of tigers. This mother's little one was safe. If they can't catch an adult deer, they'll hunt fawns. It may sound cruel, but this is also necessary to maintain the forest's ecosystem. If Machali stops hunting, deer will overpopulate and devour the forest's vegetation. If forests die, the deer cannot survive either. There is a well-balanced interdependent relationship between deer and tigers. Machali is patrolling her territory. Recently, she has been bringing her cubs with her to show them her territory, but today they're not with her. She hid them in the bush. She is obsessively sniffing around. She hears an alarm call from a distance. Wary of the unknown, Machali steps back. If a male tiger has entered her territory, it is a life or death matter. The large pug mark of a male has been found. It is even larger than that of Jumru. Machali's concerns were justified.
Slowly, Beetle. Yeah? Just in case she's coming.
There it is. A tiger is lying down in the brush. It's a large male measuring about 2.5 meters in length. This is Machali's territory, and yet the tiger is making himself at home, lying comfortably on his back. There's a triangular pattern on his hip. This is X-Male, the tiger that suddenly appeared in this forest about a year ago. X-Male had the same triangular pattern on his left hip. One side splits and takes a shape resembling a leaf. This male is lying on his back, so let's turn this triangular pattern upside down. It is identical to the triangular pattern on X-Male. This tiger is without a doubt X-Male. Studies suggest that X-Male lives in the northern part of the park. However, right now, X-Male is here in Machali's territory. Up until now, no one had ever witnessed him in Machali's territory. Why has he come from so far? If X-Male is a complete stranger to Machali, it would mean Bahadur and Sharmali are in great danger. Three tigers were found lying down on the road just down from where X-Male is sleeping. It's Machali and her cubs. Are they okay? A closer look shows that the ears are moving. The mother and cubs were just sleeping. The daughter Sharmali wakes up and is cuddling up to her mother. Bahadur also wakes up. Suddenly, Sharmali runs up the hill, followed by Bahadur. They are heading directly toward X-Male. With its piercing look, he lays his large body down while paying attention to his surroundings. Bahadur steals up to X-Male, lying deep in the brush. Moving step by step, placing each foot carefully and with extreme caution not to make any sound, he goes closer to X-Male. Ordinarily, this scene would be beyond belief. Unknown males are very dangerous. Fearfully, Bahadur gets closer to ex-male. This is much too risky for a cub's adventure. Bahadur is now only a few meters away from ex-male. He could at any time become the victim of a sudden attack. Ex-male raises his head. Bahadur stops for a moment as if he is frightened. But he soon starts walking straight toward ex-male. Their eyes meet, and it looks like they recognize each other. Bahadur nuzzles against ex-male, showing affection toward him. The large male is uttering a soft growl. A tiger cub meeting an unknown male and not being attacked is something that is almost never seen. Now, the shy sister Sharmali moves closer to the male. Sharmali also presses her nose up against the male as a form of greeting. This is an unbelievable scene. Machali also quietly watches ex-male interact with her cubs. It looks like ex-male is the father of the cubs. If the cubs recognize him as such, it must be because he has often come to visit since they were born. Sharmali invites her father to play with her.
If he comes on a regular basis, we don't know how regularly he comes, but maybe tigers aren't quite as solitary as we thought. They're always described as solitary, that the males have no part in the upbringing of their cubs. But what we filmed certainly is a big revelation, no doubt about it. It's something that then people can't argue. Once you got the picture to show this is what happened, this is a male, this was the father, and the cubs playing with him. It's extraordinary stuff. So it's a real discovery.
This is the first time we see a tiger family with both mother and father present. After having enjoyed lots of playtime with her father, Sharmali showed a change in her behavior. She came in front of her mother, showing no signs of shyness like she usually would. Suddenly, she begins letting out a threatening growl. The sense of security from having her father by her side seems to have allowed Sharmali to grow more mature. Before parting, Bahadur obsessively smells the scent his father had left in the brush. It is a scent that protects them from other males. Until now, tiger cubs were believed to be raised without knowing their father. However, these cubs immediately recognized their father. This shows that the father's presence plays an important role in the lives of the cubs. After spending about 2 hours with ex-male, Macheli and the cubs leave and walk back to the lake. Often portrayed only as ferocious animals, the lives of tigers were virtually shrouded in mystery. However, with a closer look at Macheli and her cubs, we were able to see for the first time that they have strong family bonds. Having lost her precious fangs, Macheli was, at one point, even in danger of not being able to continue raising her cubs. Fortunately, she devised a unique hunting method, which allowed her to prevent her cubs from starving. Providing them plenty of love and keeping other tigers out of her territory, she did a fine job raising her cubs. Behind all this was the majestic presence of the male. Until recently, the male tiger was only defined as a fierce animal. However, he is also a reliable and gentle father. Six months later, Bahadur and Sharmali set out on their own. And that fall, Macheli gave birth to her fourth litter. In the rich forest of Ranthambore, Macheli has begun gathering the threads to weave the tale of a new life.